Alright, what's up everybody? About to show y'all my full stretching routine for my full body days and my upper lower days when I don't do full bodies. So just for upper bodies, we'll start here. I always do chest first, or if I do a full body day, I'll stretch my chest first. And I basically call these chest spider stretches just because you'll see how I go out. So I'll do 30 seconds each of these, and it's 5 total. I'll come all the way at the top here to really stretch the upper chest really good, and this gives you really great range of motion for overhead pressing, any kind of pull downs. It just basically keeps your shoulder very healthy. It's really good to be able to, have very good range of motion. As you build muscle, you don't want to lose range of motion, basically become less flexible, a less capable human being. So, and I'll do each of these for each side. So 30 seconds for each stretch, each angle on each side of my pec. And then here in a second, I'll kind of just move my arms around and show you the other angles here. I won't actually hold these. I did this just to show y'all the angles. I'm about to get into, after this next clip, the lat stretch. I'll explain to you why I stretch, and I have experimented with stretching and not stretching after workouts, and you never want to stretch before, and I'll get into that in just a second. So I'd hit that angle there, that hits the upper chest as well, really hits the front delt really good. I hit that angle there in the middle, kind of for the mid pec, lower pec, and I come all the way down for the very, very lower pec there. And then I'll actually go back one time. So you see I do the very up top, high angle, middle, low for 4. And then normally, if I'm upper body days, depending on which one stretches the best, I'll come all the way straight up, hit that one again, or I'll hit the angle one. And generally the ones that feel the best for the, like if I'm just doing like flat horizontal pressing, not incline pressing, I'll do the middle one again. I never do the lower one again. So I'll do 5 total there. And then after that, I will come into my lat stretches, the latissimus dorsi, the muscle that gives you the V-taper that's really work when you're doing pull-ups, pull-downs, and like lat prayers. You'll see here, now this is basically mimicking hanging, but a lot better, because see it, you hang here, you pull here. So you hold on to these bars, you lean back good, so you're actually already like pulling on your lat. So it's like you're almost hanging, you're just kind of sitting back, but you're really pulling on these bars, and then you lean to your left side to really stretch your left lat, because when you lean into it, it really opens that side of your lat up, and then you can even drop your left side of your hip back down as well, and really get that pull from the bar back. And same thing on the right side, when you pull, you'll really feel the stretch. So again, you sit down in it, grab onto the bars. You can do it on a doorknob if you're at home, on a dresser or anything like that. I've done that before too. You sit back in it, and you'll automatically feel the lat start to stretch. And you just kind of think of it like you're hanging from a bar almost, and that'll help you get that stretch. You automatically feel it, and then lean into one side, all the way to the left, all the way to the right, and that'll give you a really, really good stretch. And again, I do those 3 sets of 30 seconds each on those. So the chest, again, 5 sets, 30 seconds each. The back, 3 sets of 30 seconds each. As of now, that is the only stretches I'm doing for upper body days, or if I do a full body day, that's the only stretches I'm doing for the upper bodies. And I split them up. Sometimes if my legs aren't recovered, then I'm not doing a full body day. You know what I'm saying? My upper body recovers faster than my legs. So, standing a lot at work and walking a lot and just stuff like that for work kind of hinders the leg recovery sometimes. So that's why I don't always do full bodies. But when the legs are recovered, I'm doing full body. Now, I will eventually probably cycle back through maybe so at some point in time. And I used to do a push-pull leg split. I've even done the chest back on. I've done the 5-day split, splitting everything up individually. I've done the push-pull leg split. I've done the full body split and the upper split. So I've done just about every split you can think of. Now, when I used to do push-pull leg split, now I'll probably go back and eventually make a video of this if I do go back to it, because this is very beneficial as well. And I'm about to get back into these stretches here I'm doing as well, but for the legs. But on those days, I used to do a different stretching routine. I'd actually do like stretches for my chest and triceps, and shoulders, and then on the back days, back, that lat stretch there, my biceps and forearms. But since I'm in traps, and since I moved on to just upper body, lower bodies, and the time's longer in the gym and all, I've basically just broken it down to the 2 most important ones, basically, that give you the most results from it, that really helped me the most basically, and I haven't noticed any negative effects from not including the other stretches. But if I do go back to a split routine, I will include those other stretches. But as of now, since doing the full body and upper body, those are the two only stretches I include, and those chest spider stretches really hit your front delts as well, which is really good for like any kind of overhead press, anything like that. So next cycle I'll get into here is the lower body. All right, so I restarted this clip here because I got so ahead in the audio, or behind in the audio. Full leg day stretching routine here. Okay, first thing I'm gonna get into here would be basically your groin stretches or your inner thigh stretches. You've probably heard these referred to as butterflies, but I don't like to flap my knees up and down. I think that's actually not very safe to be, stretching and then jerking your legs up and down like that. You could easily pull something. One benefit though of after working out stretching, it's a lot safer because you got a lot of blood in your muscles. You can stretch actually deeper, get more benefit from it, and again, it's a lot safer because your muscles are a lot less likely to do any kind of tearing. Now the main thing is, once you feel a stretch, just stop right there. You don't need to feel a stretch and then, no, I want more of a stretch, and just keep digging and digging, pulling, and keep getting a stretch more and more. Once you feel a stretch, that's plenty right there. Just hold that stretch. So the first one was the inner thighs. I'm sure y'all seen this before. You just sit on the ground, put your bottom of your feet together, put them in, kind of make a triangle with your legs, pull them in, and push a little bit down, like get your knees driving to the ground. I'm sure y'all seen that one before. The next one here are hip stretches. So you lay straight down, and this is really good for your spine too. Sometimes it'll pop your spine back into place a little bit if it's out of alignment at all. You'll see, lay straight. So here, take my left leg, lean it all the way over, and you try not to twist your spine too much. You kind of let it, you want to twist your spine but not rotate your whole like pelvis and everything, so you can get the good spine twisting effect of it. And a lot of times I'll look to either the left, like with my left leg over, I'll look over to the left side of my body so it really twists the spine, and you'll feel a great stretch across the thigh here. I'm gonna let this keep going slow so I can explain. Okay, so I experimented with this for the longest time. So I would stretch, okay, basically, and never stretch before a workout. That's gonna make you weaker in the workout. So you never ever, only kind of stretches you should do before a workout is called dynamic stretches, which you might actually hit the stretch for 1 or 2 seconds really quick. It's just kind of warming your body up. You never want to hold any kind of static stretches like I'm doing here. It's going to make you weaker during your lifting sessions and actually increase your rate of injury. All right, so this here is an absolutely amazing lower back stretch. It really hits the hammy some too, but it even hits the calf some too, but it's basically the goal you want to get here. See how my feet are actually touching. That's the goal you want to get to, but do not push this one, okay? And I will say this one's extremely uncomfortable because you have to breathe all your air out and collapse your lungs, like you're basically collapsing your whole diaphragm on top of itself. But for lower back, it is amazing. Again, put your legs over. You can start with your legs bent. It's easier. It gets harder as you straighten your legs out. Just as soon as you feel that stretch, just hold it right there. That is great to relieve lower back pain. If you sit a lot, if you're doing any squat and deadlift and any kind of rowing, you're gonna have lower back, build up basically. And the lower back, what I've heard, is the part in your body that recovers the slowest. Next thing here is going to be a hamstring and a glute stretch here. So you see, bring your legs up. You see, you cross one over on the other knee there, and you just put your arm under your knee, and then you pull your knee into your chest, and you will feel the stretch. It's like I said, it's kind of like glute and ham. It's a weird kind of feeling stretch, but it's a very, very great stretch for you. Again, if you sit a lot, and I think a lot of people will have tight hammies. I mean, glutes and hammies. Really, every muscle, So I mean, that's why I'm hitting every muscle on the lower body. And this is the same routine I was hitting basically on when I was doing push-pull legs, any kind of leg day routine. I'm always keeping this routine here. So move on to the next one here, see what we do. I'm kind of going to keep it unedited somewhat. Now onto the quads. Now I may do the quads and these stretches here first sometimes, and the other one sometimes. Just depends what I feel like doing. So again, the quad, you just kick back here, hold it. I'm sure you've seen this one before. You're stretching your quad muscles here. Again, get the stretch and just hold it. Don't do any kind of crazy pull. And you can really drive your hips forward in this to get more of a deeper quad. If you're not feeling it too well, you can kind of get your upper quads a little bit better as well. Maybe a little bit of hip flexor. Again, all these stretches I do 3 sets of 30 seconds. Now what I was saying about stretching and not stretching after workout. I always do it after workouts. Now, I've stretched for a period. I used to stretch all the time after workouts. I said, let me just see what'll happen if I stop stretching. So I went like 2, 3, 4 weeks without stretching after, and guess what? I got sore. I was sore for an extra day or two every single time. And then guess what? I went back to stretching consistently after every workout. Guess what? I stopped being sore those extra couple days. So that's the whole benefit. That's the main benefit to me, is being, I can get back in the gym faster. You can train more often. So therefore, you're going to be able to stimulate your body more. You're recovering faster, essentially. So that's going to make you get bigger and stronger faster, which that's getting me towards my goals. And again, another huge benefit is you're more pliable. You're more flexible. So when you do lifts, you can get greater range of motion, and you're just healthier in general for every other activity in life. Like when I surf and just, climbing trees, hiking, like no matter what I have to do, if I'm just moving stuff in general, I can drop down really low. I can, you know what I'm saying? I just have great range of motion. Like when I do overhead presses, I don't know if y'all seen my videos, but my arms are so damn far back behind my head. It's kind of crazy. And but that's what you want to have. That's keeping your body healthy, is what it's all about. Okay, main thing's health. And again, you're flexible. You're not tight. You feel good because nothing's tight on your body. You don't want to have tight muscles. That's going to cause pain. And then I've been through that too, having nagging knee pain for the longest time. Started stretching certain muscles. Guess what? After a week or two, things go away. So okay, I will say this on this one stretch here. Let it go on. This is the hamstring stretch. Yeah, this is the hamstring stretch. So this is the one stretch I do 2 sets of 30 seconds. Okay, so I just put my foot up on a bench here. You can have different elevations. Have a slight bend in the knee. Do not round your lower back. Keep your lower back up straight. You know what I'm saying? Poke your chest out. Keep your lower back tight, like you're about to hit some squats or some deadlifts or some rows. And just lean forward at the pelvis, at the hips. Just lean straight forward. You don't want to be rounding your back any. Okay, I'll do each side. Again, I'll just do 2 sets on these because they kind of get hit during that lower back stretch and the other stretches. So that's why I don't want to overly stretch that compared to the other muscles. But again, I've tested it. You recover faster from stretching. And again, you can perform exercises better, and you're just healthier in general. Gaining muscle over time is going to make you get tight. You know what I'm saying? Your muscles just get knotty and tight. So you want to combat that by stretching. And foam rolling is another huge point, and I will put out a video soon on my full foam rolling routine. That's so freaking crucial. And that's another piece of the puzzle. And I've experimented with that. I stopped stretching too, and I only foam rolled after workouts. And I noticed I was still getting pretty much just as sore. So I was like, okay, so stretching needs to be after the workout, because it's 100% not before the workout. So stretching after. Then I experimented with foam rolling before the workout, and then not foam rolling before the workout, and way better just mind muscle connection with foam rolling before the workout, basically. And that's the other piece of the puzzle, as being flexible as well, because stretching alone isn't enough. And I basically heard that from Juji Mufu. He's known as the anabolic acrobat. Dude does he does a split between 2 chairs holding like 135 pounds. He's extremely flexible. That's the first person I ever heard say that. So and I was already kind of doing it some, but I was like, I kind of saw that myself already, and he reaffirmed it as well. So that's what he was saying too. Like, basically, he's one of the most insanely flexible people I've ever seen. He's insanely muscled up, like juiced up, like muscle. That freaking huge. And here I'm stretching my calves. Just lean your, set your foot back, step your other foot forward, and the foot that's back is going to really be stretching. Really drive your knee, lock your knee, so it'll really stretch your calf. And you can play with the angles. If you angle your toes out more, it'll stretch different parts of your calves. All right, then we come on to this one, which is a freaking lifesaver: hip flexors. So you just put one leg forward, lean the other one back. You see that my heel's not all the way on the ground, and you drive your hip completely forward, like you're trying to drive basically right where your top of your leg meets like the bottom of your stomach, like your hip, like right there. You just try to drive that forward into the ground as much as possible. Let's y'all see this angle here. This is one of the freaking most amazing stretches, and this is the one I was referring to my heel and knee pain. It was just tight hip flexor. So this is the one of the things I found that is probably most commonly tight in people, this and low back. from sitting a lot, this easily gets tight. So you're doing basically the opposite of sitting by, you know, stretching this muscle. When you're sitting, it's constantly in a flexed state. But yeah, you got to use both stretching and foam rolling. Now, if you're not doing any, start with one or the other. Again, I'll be putting out the foam rolling routine before long. You need both though, and the foam rolling is essentially you're just massaging your muscles out, okay, and you're getting blood flow, and you're letting the fascia, you know, working it out a little bit, so you can get better blood flow when things are in the workout. That's probably why it helps with the mind muscle connection. I just feel 1,000 times better, and I'm, you know, foam rolling before workouts than I do not. So basically, I never work out without foam rolling now because I've experimented with and without. I hate the way it feels without. And I really feel like I'm going to injure myself now, like after foam rolling so much. If I don't foam roll and just jump, like start working out, I just feel so unwarmed up and whatnot. I hate it. So anyway, last stretch here is going to be the foot, the ankle, and the front of the calf. Mainly this hits your front of your foot, the top of your foot, and your ankle, which is, you know, something you probably don't see stretched a whole lot, but again, I want to stretch every muscle. That this is definitely getting worked, especially if you're running things like that. This is definitely going to be worked, and you don't want tight little tiny ankle muscles and things like that. So that's it for the video. Implement this into your routine. I'm telling you, it's going to make you recover faster and just overall make you feel better. It can get rid of pain, just improve your life overall. And I would definitely suggest 100% implementing the chest spider stretches and the lat stretches minimum for your upper body days, or if you do splits. Now, when I said I do splits, I'll implement other stretches as well, but just when I'm doing full bodies, I do those two. I believe those are the most important that work for me. But now you might have extra tight triceps or something, so you need to throw that in there as well. But for the legs, you know, pick and choose here and there which ones you need, which ones you want to do. I like doing them all, and I always do all of them after leg days. Some days I'm super pressed for time, I might not stretch after leg days. But if I'm gonna stretch legs, I do all of them. They're all super important, but you can pick and choose things you need. Like if you have tight hip flexors, just do the you can just, you know, focus more on doing the hip flexor stretch. Or if you get tight glutes, you can do the glute stretch. Or if you got tight back, you can do the tight, you know, just implement here and there. I recommend doing the whole routine. I'm telling you, it'll make you feel so much freaking better. Do after workout though, not before workout. And it's gonna get you recovered faster, get you back in the gym, get you working towards your goals faster. So that's what it's all about. That's it for the video. Stay happy, stay healthy, go make y'all some gains. See y'all in the next one. Peace out.